All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 917. Tonight, we're going to have free content. Who doesn't like free? Free is for me. Tonight, we're going to do free content. We're going to talk about books and records. This is one of those things that doesn't go away. It's on everything that you do. It'll be on every test, pretty much. So it applies to all exams. We're going to cover that in all of our free tonight for the Studying Brew. So my name is Andy. I'm the guy that is going to be getting up at 4 in the morning tomorrow, but you're not here for my alarm clock problems. You're here for Brandy. She got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, Series 7. I think I've lost my count here. 6, 63, 26, 65, and 7. She's got them all. Makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know so that way you too can get a pass notice. And that's what we're going to do tonight. No time to waste. Let's get to it.
Oh, it's me.
That's you, Brandy. That is you. Yeah, guys, it's no secret on who passes these things. It is all about practice. It's all about being consistent. It's about getting it done. And sometimes, look, there's a disconnect. Today we heard about somebody who was literally scoring like 80s to 90% on their simulateds, and should have passed.
Yeah.
They got nowhere near a 60%.
The heck?
Nowhere near. There are some Q banks that are very, very far off from what is actually tested, and it happens. No Q bank is perfect. I'll say that. And I'm going to tell you right now, keywords and simplifying the content and getting through the content and the way you know the concepts is going to help you. And if you would like to learn how to master exams and master exam taking, guys, we don't just throw content at you. We show you how to master exam taking. We show you how to do exam masteries, like I like to call it, on Mondays and Fridays. We also have the content. You can do a 21-day plan. You can do a 30-day. You can do all that stuff. We got the Kona Academy. We got the study guides, SIE 6, 63, 26. We got the Kona community, the Discord. That's where you can leave messages, get answers. You can reach out with some people and take a test together, quizzes. Guys, there's a lot going on. We got Telegram. We got Instagram. If you want to find out more, 951-290-3077. That is the phone number. Scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat. You ready? We got a reminder for tomorrow. We got the SIE Academy happening. We got the 65ers meeting up tomorrow. These are our financial advisor reps. And we got small group tutoring all happening tomorrow. Make sure you're registered for that group tutoring if you're going to be there. You would have to have done it like 24 hours ago. But it's not too late to register for future ones. So make sure to get that in. All right. Ready to go? All right, free content. We're going to go after books and records tonight. If you can't tell, I am flying through this stuff. We're going to have a very quick session tonight because, like I said, I have to get up at 4 a.m. I'm going to Utah for a football thing from our kids, so I got to get out of town like at 6 a.m. So we are no wasting time.
I do want to say something real quick, just to clarify before we get into books and records, and that's the new settlement dates. Just
again,
real quick.
Oh my goodness, this is coming up. Guys, I'm not kidding you. Before we got on here, we noticed that somebody had on their Instagram completely wrong. All the information completely wrong. Actually, there was like one thing they got right, but completely wrong. This is like happening even when Warren Buffett lost money the other day on this because they did not adjust the system, and he lost $1 billion because they lost out. So let's cover this real quick, Brandy.
Yes. So, guys, regular way settlement is T+1. This is actually, I'm just going to change it. It's pretty much everything now, right?
Listen to this, though. Q banks have not caught up to this. This will probably be marked wrong if you put T+1 when you're taking your quizzes and your exams, or even the FINRA pre-practice test. Guys, it's not even corrected yet. I don't know when they'll correct it, but stick to T+1 when you go to the exam.
Yes. Now, I do know that the exam will give kind of like a little grace period that they won't even ask you a settlement question for the next few months.
But if it comes up,
guys, regular way settlement is now T+1. Also T+1 is option contracts, which has not changed.
Same.
Government securities, that's what they call it, but basically it's treasuries. That has not changed, right? In cash, T+0, same day. That has not changed. It's in hash. And another vital piece, guys, confirmed today on FINRA's website is that regulation T, where it's the margin and you must settle, is still T+4. So the only thing that changed, this is the only thing changed.
By the way, guys, look, if you don't know us by now, I'm going to tell you right now. We do not get our information from somebody else's study prep. We do not take it from anybody else except for FINRA itself. This is how FINRA has it. This is how you'll be tested. That is the way they have it.
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Right. And if you guys are studying the SIE and you guys are using our content and you guys did buy our study guide in January and henceforth, that May 28th T+1 change has already been in the books. It's in a purple box that says Kona Connection when you're in that section.
So if you're wondering, yes, all of our content is up to date.
Yes.
They give plenty of warning on when this is going to happen. So that's why we updated all of our stuff at the beginning of the year. That's why we waited to update our study guides. We don't do it every year like everyone else. We did it when there's enough information to make a change because it's going to be tested different. And that's why we updated everything. Guys, it's already in there the way that it needs to be tested. So if you haven't gotten our study guide, you haven't been following our stuff, if you're looking at other people's materials, it's wrong. It's just plain old wrong. We're a mom and pop. One of the advantages of being a mom and pop business is that you can make a lot quicker changes, and we made our changes a lot quicker. So if you are using our stuff, we've already updated it. It's already done, already there. So just a warning. And as like Brandy said, it might not be asked, but if it is, this is how it is going to need to be answered. I know that Q banks might have it a different way. You might have to take a fail on a few of your Q banks, but who cares? We are here to pass the real exam. Who cares about preseason? It's like preseason football. No one cares. No one cares who your team beats in preseason, right? We only care who your team beats in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl, right? When the matters, right?
Right.
No one gets to be championship of preseason.
Correct.
So don't worry about what the scores are in those quizzes if it marks it down. This is the correct way.
Yes.
All right.
All right, cool. Anyways, I just thought I would say that it's a very frequent question that pops up. Guys, I get questions all the time. Well, Kaplan still says this. Yes,
they're wrong.
Huge company. It takes a minute to cycle out their questions.
They are wrong.
Yes. All right, guys, but let's get into books and records, right? Books and records. Like Andy said, guys, in the beginning, this is something that never goes away. You guys are going to see it on the SIE. You're going to see it again on the 6, the 7, the 63, 26, 24, the 65, the 66. Like legit never goes away.
This is like as old as time, guys. That's why it's called books and records, when they still had books and they still had to keep a record of everything that happened.
Right.
Right? We might do things different in this era. We might not have an actual book, but we still have to call it books and records.
But we still have a record.
And we still have to keep a record.
All right, guys. So they're divided into a few categories, okay? They're divided into lifetime, 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, and 3 years. Okay. So these, like, if you guys see anything but this, cross it off. Or there is a 2 years, but we're going to get there. Right. But if you guys see something is kept for 8 years, probably not the answer. Does that make sense? Probably not the answer. Why? Because you guys don't see it written in black right here. Okay. So let's get to the lifetime. You know, spam does last.
Yeah, and it's delicious with some eggs, some tortilla. It's delicious.
So it stands for, this is a great acronym, stands for Stock Certificate Books. Back in the day, guys, if you ever saw Mary Poppins Returns with Jim Halpert's wife, I cannot remember her name. What's her name? I don't know. But it's John Krasinski's wife.
It doesn't matter. The newer Mary Poppins.
the whole premise of that is that they're trying to find the stock. Emily Blunt, thank you. They're trying to find the stock certificate that was ripped out of the book. That's it. That's it. That's the stock certificate book, right? P stands for partnership agreement.
That was all you remember from that movie, by the way.
That is legit the only thing I remember. Oh, and there was Sam. What's his, I was gonna say Sam.
Pasquale.
Lynn Miranda, whatever his name is. I can't even think.
Miranda. Oh yeah,
That guy.
Hamilton guy.
Hamilton. Partnership agreements. Articles of incorporation. Now, this is all, if you guys think about it, outside of the stock certificate book, partnership agreement, articles of incorporation, and meeting minutes all has to do with the organization of your business. If you think about it, right? So what you have to keep for a lifetime is the organization of your business, right? Every business has to keep the partnership agreement if they're a partnership, articles of incorporation if they're incorporated, and their meeting minutes. So the only thing really new to add to this, specifically because we are talking about, you know, broker dealers and investment advisors, is the stock certificate books, right? All right. 6 years, they call this original entry. Okay. So they call this stuff that's original entry. This is stuff like our blotters, our trade blotters. Because like Andy said, guys, back in the day, we had to put everything in a book. Everything was written down. Can you imagine if you had writing like me? Blotters.
There's worse out there. I'm positive of that.
Yeah. Oh, guys, and they wrote in cursive, right? So they wrote like,
or handwriting. Isn't that what they call handwriting? Wow.
I know.
It's been a minute, right?
I write in all capitals, right? So ledgers, right? Account records. So like you go and open up an account, they have to ask you all these questions, right? I'm gonna put and updates. Boom, 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 right? And updates. And let's see, did I get everything? Ooh, and regulation best interest. Regulation best interest records. So anything related to regulation best interest, those are all kept for 6 years. Okay. Now, 5 years, I like to write in red only because these are those like FinCEN documents, right? FinCEN. That FinCEN, by the way, if you guys haven't got there and you're studying yet, is the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Okay, it's basically like the FBI of the financial world.
I am an FBI agent.
Yes.
I am a FinCEN agent. Doesn't have the same.
I am FinCEN.
Yeah. Do they get a because this is how I measure my departments. Do they get a windbreaker that says FinCEN?
I don't know, but I think I'm gonna make one.
Oh.
I don't know actually. I think they get what are they called? Those sports jackets?
Nah, you gotta have a windbreaker. You're cool. You gotta have a windbreaker.
Anyway, so SARS, suspicious activity reports, and our CTRs. Guys, CTRs, I know I write it in red, but actually CTRs are not a bad thing. It's just recording the movement of money. That's all, right? This means that you're suspicious of somebody, and a CTR is just you're moving cash. That's all. You're just moving cash from one building to another, from one institution to another, from George to Mary. I don't know why.
Nothing suspicious here.
It's not. CTRs don't necessarily need. Guys, Walmart fills out a CTR when the Brinks truck shows up to take the cash. Does that make sense? Like that's not suspicious. Now, 4 years, customer complaints. Customer complaints.
So, hey, Brandy, I got a question. If someone calls up and they complain over the phone, is that considered a customer complaint? Do we keep a record of that?
It depends on what exam you're taking.
That's why I brought it up.
Yes. So guys, we don't consider complaints a complaint unless it's written, right? Either on paper or electronic, right? Digital or hard copy.
Like email,
Yeah. I'm all digital or hard copy.
hard copy, like a written letter,
Yes.
like they went in their stationery,
Hey, dude.
put a Hello Kitty little sticker on the envelope.
Those boomers, man, they might be writing out those letters. Yes. But if you guys are studying your principal's license, it goes a little bit deeper. So, like on, let's say the 26 or the 24, you guys might see that if somebody calls or comes like in person to complain,
Shakes their fist at you.
yes, it's also complaint logs, which would be the things that are not written. Yes, firms are encouraged to keep a complaint log, has to follow the same rules as everything else, right? So this is for the not written complaints. So thank you for that question.
You're welcome. That's what I do. 918 episodes. I got it wrong at the beginning, by the way. I correct myself.
Right. So if you guys notice, right, these are pretty specific lists, right? Lifetime, spam, 6 years is original entry, 5 years is those FinCEN documents, 4 years is those customer complaints. But we have so many other forms and other documents and other records. That's the 3 years. Most things are kept for 3 years. Most things. Okay, most things. So, like, I got my hand.
You got some people that are like scratching themselves going, what's most things? I need to know what most things are.
Communication records, right? So copies of those emails, copies of the flyers, copies of sales literature, copies of not prospectuses, because we don't keep those. Firms don't keep prospectuses. That was up to the underwriters. But anything else that the firm creates, communication is kept. U4 and U5s.
U4 before, U5 goodbye.
After termination. Oh my gosh, guys, there's this Kaplan question that it's like, you have a registered rep that has been working for 20 years. How long do you keep as U4? And it's like, you have to have known that we don't get rid of the U4 unless they've left. Right?
Right.
Now, it's like one of those things that if you probably worked in an office, or maybe you worked in like the back office of like a corporation or whatever, you probably knew that. But if you've never worked in HR, you probably didn't know that.
Exactly. So the HR department, more specifically in the back office, not necessarily the back office where you peel potatoes at In-N-Out.
Right. Exactly what Andy said. Confirmations, old procedure manuals we have to keep for 3 years.
Or Whataburger, either way.
Manuals. Yeah, spelled that right. And list of offices. By the way, do I have it in here? I don't think I have it in here. List of offices. I think it might be under 6 years, but that's like a deep cut. Do you guys know that FINRA knows who your supervisor is? FINRA knows who your Office of Supervisory Jurisdiction is.
Yeah, they have to.
They have a record of it. So if you get caught with like the code of procedure, guess what? Your supervisor and your OSJ gets a copy of your disciplinary letter.
Everybody's got to know.
Now,
that kid ain't supposed to be watching TV.
That's true. So
take that phone away.
But you guys see how I wrote 2 years up here in the corner? All records readily accessible. That means that you have it readily accessible. That means you have it right there at your office. You can get your hands on it super quick. Everything else can be moved to one of those like Iron Mountain storage places, off.
Iron Mountain.
Isn't it funny that it's called Iron Mountain?
No, I mean, it makes
It's
sense.
pretty cool because if you think about it, it's probably like hard drives and stuff, right? But all of that stuff can be stored off-site, long-term storage type of thing. But the most recent 2 years has to be readily accessible. So guys, that's books and records.
That's it. We made it. We did it. We made it through. Look at that.
It's pretty, huh?
I know some people are quickly trying to take screenshots. You don't need to, because you know what? It's in our study guide. It's in our content. All you got to do is be a member, scan the QR code, hit the links, join us. We got all this stuff on there. Brandy goes into even more depth in all her live sessions. And if you missed it and you're like, wait a minute, I want to take a picture, guess what? That's what replays are for. You can go back and pause it. All right. I just want to say thank you all for being here. You could have been anywhere else, but you decided to be here. And consistency is key to making this thing happen. It's the whole point of getting this done. Even though I got to get up super early tomorrow, I still needed to be on here because you know what? I like being around a bunch of people who like to win. And if you're making the sacrifice, I'm going to make the sacrifice. If you're losing sleep, I'm going to lose sleep because I want to help you guys. Brandy wants to help you guys get this thing done. So join our member sessions. Be on tomorrow night. We're going to be having the Studying Brew. Same time, same bat channel. I will be off in location in Utah. Brandy will be here at the Kona Cave. But you know what? Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. Keep that positive mental attitude. PMA. Everybody have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you guys. Keep it simple. Keep it to the keywords. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.